session today, we thought we wanted to discuss about the use of digital tools in the work of social entrepreneurs that are working towards furthering access to justice. And there are three areas that I thought might be more relevant for this discussion. One is what are the different strategies that community leaders and social entrepreneurs use that make primarily use of digital tools. The second is what are the strategies that community leaders and social entrepreneurs use when their digital technology fails, it doesn't work for some reason, maybe it's lack of access, maybe because of other issues. And the third is digital tools are used by actors that are other than communities. It could be state, it could be civil society actors, but any actor that is not the community itself. And the digital tools that are used that don't necessarily benefit the community, but put the community in any kind of danger. So I think all those, in all those cases, we see different strategies that are used, different social innovations that are created, and we really want to focus on the social innovations by community leaders and organizations that are working closely with communities. Sometimes organizations are created by communities, so they have members from the communities themselves, and sometimes there are allies and external actors, external individuals which are from outside the community. So I think we see all of these things. So let's start probably with Osama, your work as it's spanning across the country, and for the last 20 years, DEF has been working together with many communities. So maybe share a little bit about the strategies that either use digital technology, digital tools for furthering access to justice.
Rather than talking more as a fellow, I would like to take the conversation forward, and I'm just thinking that since Law for All as a division in Ashoka and the entire area in Ashoka where we are, several of them, we are there already in this area, who directly work for justice, who indirectly work for justice, people like us who are more on the ground, at a larger scale, where we are, we don't even know that we are working for justice, but actually that is what we are working for, because most of the people who are not getting their entitlements, most of the people who are not getting daily requirement, is subject to harassment, subject to processes, subject to gatekeeping, subject to authenticating, is actually injustice. I mean, what is my right is actually beyond several milestones, several checkposts, several barriers, several speed breakers and all that. Is actually a harassment. If I want 5 kg of ration and is spending 5 days in getting them, or need so many papers to get them, it is actually injustice. And from that perspective, what we have not done, which we think that we should do, and I'm proposing while I'm discussing this, is that is there a possibility that under Law for All at Ashoka and all of us with the fellows get together and we try to do the do's and don'ts of reaching the justices, and what are the story. For example, we, Government of India, corporates and everybody says that let's say photocopy is not available in villages, let's say, and it is necessary, right? But and because of that people have to travel so much. But we do not say that a photocopy costs to a poor person 250 rupees and we pay 1 rupee. Okay, we do not say that getting a ration costs more than the cost of ration. right? We do not say that getting your school education even free of cost actually costs so much, and it has so many barriers and all that. We take it in a positive inclusion process. We say, okay, it requires 5 identity card, we have only 4, I am going 2 days for last 2 days I'm going the 5th identity card, so to get it. And it is all very normal. If you go to a village and you say that your roads are not working, most of the people will say it's coming up, in next 3 months it will be up. And if you ask more questions, they will say for the last 5 years. But they are very hopefully saying that it will be ready in the next 3 months. We are going to have a highway and we'll have all this. So it's a very, I would say it's a very patient way of explaining your torture. It's a very hopeful way of explaining your torture and your injustices. So it is not even treated as injustice. If it is not even seen as injustice. One more example, big example that I would say is that we have started making things digital as a necessity. For example, you have to upload your photograph or something to get something. Like Narega requires you to upload your photograph and your attendance online to get you the wages. Now this is a digital. Earlier also they used to mark attendance, but it was physical. Wherever you are, they will mark on the register or whatever, or put a biometric authentication or something. But now you have to upload. That means you need so many things and all that. Now all this costs a lot, and there is no public access point also to do all this. So how do we actually documentize in such a way that we sound that how costly it is to access to entitlement, how costly it is or how horrendous it is or how torturous it is to wait. I mean, for example, in the village, if somebody is not having internet connection, not having computers, not having mobile, I mean, and you say do your classwork and homework online, and then you publish in newspaper this girl in a very appreciative manner that this girl in Kerala goes every day to the top of the hill and submits her classwork, and wow, our people are so resilient and so brave and this and that. I mean, she is clearly saying that what was supposed to be available at home, for which I have to walk 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers to submit my classwork or homework, is a torture. It's not an appreciation. But basically, trying to say is that while we are, approach, how do we approach anything that is happening in our society and community into the category of injustice and document it in such a way and convert it into economic value. For example, you must be seeing that internet shutdown earlier was a normal news, but now people like us, we have started talking about the economic value of the internet shutdown, emotional value of internet shutdown, or how much are we losing out on economy if it is shut down or something like that. So that way your impact will be much higher, our impact will be much higher if we change the conversation in such a way that we talk about injustices in an economic sense, in an emotional sense, in a value sense, and in a manner that it hits hard to the people who are actually subjecting us to injustices.
My second question is exactly about that. When communities see that the technology is not working for them but against them and is being used to exclude them further, how communities have been building resilience for many years when technology didn't exist, or technology exists elsewhere but doesn't exist or doesn't work for them. I mean, it could be communities that have built mesh networks, or it could be communities that are sort of building very localized social entrepreneurial models. I think you have tons of examples of people that have sort of been forced to stay outside the say fast internet and access to data and access to other privileges through access to digital technology. And what kind of new and innovative models that they have built to make sure that they still are able to exercise their own rights. Osama.
Like you also use the sentence that is technology failing them, or is technology not reaching them, or something. Actually, it's not technology. It is the administration. It is the policy. It is the decision behind that. So if for example, if my economy was running by making product where my communication system and the market system was such that I was making a product and then communicating word of mouth, or communicating with word of hoarding, or communicating with word of whatever. I mean, existing let's say pre-digital era or pre-technology era, if you're doing, or going to the market to sell the products. So my intelligence was based on the communication system which was earlier, and then suddenly what happens is that I create a new communication system and we say that now you have to follow this communication system. Now there are two things to do this. One is that you create a new communication system, you say it's an additional economic benefit, or it's an alternative economic benefit, or it's an alternative medium to do this. And then there is a system that you say that, okay, this is the new way of doing only things. You know, it's something like you say that I can go to the market and then choose my product and buy and come back. There is another one, you say that there is no other way to do except Amazon or Blinkit or something else. And going in person is actually an alternative, but not the preference. It's something like using the lift, you know, to coming to this floor. Now we have created a situation, even going one floor, we created a situation of, you know, using the technology for going one floor and not the earlier technology which was the stairs, you know.
It's not convenient.
No, so what I'm saying, it is actually not convenient.
The stairs are not.
Of course the stairs is convenient.
But the lift is not convenient.
Lift is not convenient.
But yet we choose
it's costlier also, but you call because we created this new convenience as a culture, you know, cultural shift. So, but I'm saying, forget about that. I'm saying, you know, in most of the building when you want to walk, the security guard will not allow you to go to the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, they will tell that only lift is go, because we don't have a security system in that area to look how you are going, or you are going to install some bomb or whatever, I don't even know. I mean, it's something like, we have created a system of changing the culture to adopting a new technology, you know, and then making it mandatory and make it exclusionary if you don't do it. So there is a process. All this has nothing to do with technology. All this is cultural practice or administrative decision or something like that, right? When you enter into a building, the security guard says, please enter here. You know, he has no idea that you know, whether it is required or not required, and then suddenly one day you go, now you do the entry and also show the Aadhaar card. The third time when you go, you say, do the entry, give the Aadhaar card, and then he will say, now put the machine on in front of you, put this Aadhaar card into that machine. That will happen when you go to Google office. Oh no, when they will check you and then they will ask you to enter, because then they are taking your data in a electronic format, because it's too much of data entry from the register, right? So what I am actually trying to say is that we actually in the process of adopting a new communication system or a new technology or something, we do not blame the person who is asking, rather than and we start blaming the technology, you know, which is a very easy way not to blame the person who is actually telling you to do this, you know. And therefore, again, you are subjecting yourself to injustice, to the invisible, you know. and not even target that person. We are blaming Aadhaar. Arey, who is asking us to do Aadhaar? We should go to them and say that, you know, this new system is not acceptable or something, you know. But we are all going to have Aadhaar. Even the person who is blaming Aadhaar is also having Aadhaar. So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to say, at a community, the reason I said this is that at a community level, we actually create a culture of adopting new things as a healer or as something that is best, as something. I mean, for example, when we do digital literacy, they themselves ask, can I open a Facebook account? You know, the first thing, I mean, they have nothing to do with Facebook. I mean, Facebook is for those who have to interact with a friend who will also be on Facebook, right? They have no friends on Facebook. Or for that matter, I am living in such an area where I have no friends. I don't even know whether my friends are there on the Facebook. I want a Facebook. Yeah, because it's a new technology, new communication system which is being created in such a way that I want to be there.